your horror movie podcast.
What is up, Hackstab/? It's your boy Hacky. We are back this Shark Week with a shark thriller. Justin, what the hell are we watching?
We are watching 2011's Shark Night. So excited to get into this one. I am so pumped up for this. I cannot even wait.
So clearly you've seen this before, right?
Nope, and I almost picked it last year for Shark Week. Didn't quite make it because I watched the trailer and it looked really, really stupid. And I kept every single person's list of top 10 shark movies has this movie on it. But then when I read reviews, they're like, this movie is like the worst movie ever. So I was very confused. Look, seriously, type in like top 10 shark. Everyone has this on the list. But then you read the reviews and they're like, this is the worst movie ever. I almost didn't pick it, but I'm like, you know what? It's a friggin' shark horror. It's not that serious. Let's watch some Shark Night. And I have my expectations are at like a 2. That's what I'll say. Going into this. I thought this was going to be a 2.
I had watched this before in my life and forgotten all about it. Like, I was like, Shark Night. I'm like, that sounds familiar. And then I started watching it and I was like, holy shit, dude, I've seen this.
Yeah.
So my expectations went from really low to like what I remembered it as. And what I remembered it as was just a fun, mindless shark movie. So yes. I can't wait to get into this.
I'm so excited, dude. After watching this now, I'm pumped to talk. Let's just jump right in these waters here and see what can happen here.
All right, let's go for a swim. Get this. This movie was released, Justin, in 3D, and I'm not trashing this film from the jump, but I've always had a tough time watching something made in 3D in 2D. Also, is it just me, or do the first 3 minutes and 30 seconds of the opening credits sound like a Deftone jams band?
Dude, it's 100%.
All right. I'm not like trashing the credits, dude. Like, I heard it, and I was like, I feel like I'm at a Deftones concert, and they're just like riffing right now.
Dude, Deftones just so good with like nature and like oceany kind of stuff. But that's yeah.
But after these opening credits, we do get a quick hit shark attack in the waters after we get a glimpse into Grandma Boys 2. That shows JP going back to college where he ropes in his roommate Nick into crushing some, I believe, is Halo. It's been a while. But Nick puts his studies on hold and he's like, all right, fine, I'll play. You know, it took me forever to get to this level. And this dude isn't more than 3 seconds into this game before Heisman hopeful kicks open the door. Malik Henry, he is all pissed off. He is ready to lose his shit because he tells Nick, he's like, yo, I needed a C in order to maintain my scholarship. You fucking knew this. You're supposed to be the best tutor on campus. And then out of nowhere, Malik's whole tune changes and he holds up his paper. He's like, got a B+.
B+.
Hell yeah, let's go. My man is almost acing them tests because he got a B+. I can't say acing. But he tells Nick, he's like, yo, we're going to the lakeside to celebrate. We're going to have some fun. Put it on hold. Let's go. Nick is like, no, I got MCATs. I got to study. I got to do this. I got to do that. And Gordon's just like, nah, bro, we're going to have some fun.
We're going to Sarah's house.
So before we meet our entire cast of potential like future casualties, they give us like little stories to go with each time they're introduced. We see Maya crushing and just cruising at high altitude going down the freeway. We see Beth getting stars tattooed on her booty cheeks. We also see Blake posing naked in front of an art class. He's just making his cheeks clap. I don't know if you saw that. He like pinched his butt cheeks together and winked at the girl.
Yeah, I did see that. Thank you.
Of course you did. You wouldn't miss it. The whole gang is together now, and they climb into the back of Maya's car. I feel kind of bad for Nick and Gordon because they stuff him in the back with all the luggage. And then Sarah walks up, sweetheart Sarah, who Nick has just been absolutely fawning over. And the sheer mention of her name, Justin, changes his mood to like, all right, I'll go to the lake. Like anything for Sarah. He is head over heels in love with her.
Yep.
And they think she's going to sit in the back with them, and they're super excited. But nope, she just calls her dog. Personally, I think I'd rather sit with the dog.
Right.
That's just me, though.
Yeah.
All right, road trip time. And then we get like a sped up montage for like 45 seconds of them driving. So it feels like it's a day and a half trip. But finally, we arrive shoreside at a bait shop. And this creepy ass cashier is actually watching the fucking girls in the bathroom via like a closed caption TV. Absolutely disgusting. Bad vibes right here, right off the rip. Then we meet Red, our local shark boy enthusiast because he's got his like fucking front teeth sharpened into like spikes.
Dude, I
It's
had
just
to pause it
disgusting.
because I was looking. I'm like, is his teeth like shark teeth? I'm like, oh my God, he's literally like made his teeth shark teeth.
Fucking
What's
just
wrong with this dude?
cringy as shit. And then what makes him even worse, dude, is he starts making racially insensitive comments towards Malik, who absolutely blows his top and is ready to end Red's life. Just like that. Like,
Ugh.
let's go. In a full-blown group, like fight just gets ready to spark out, and we see Dennis jumps in and he's got Red's back. And then we see Sarah come outside and she kind of cools everyone off almost instantly because she actually knows these fucking clowns. And they start mocking her for going to college. I'm sorry, getting a higher education is something to be ashamed of.
Dude, I've never hated someone so fast in my life between these two. Between like the racial comments and the comments about like this like being creeps about girls and then making fun of someone from I'm like these like talk about doing a good job of making you want to hate someone like 1 second into the movie. Holy crap.
I will say though, the only part I did like in this whole scene is when Dennis jumps up and he's like, "What's going on here, boy?" And he's like, "Who you calling boy, pretty boy?" And
Yeah.
he takes off his glasses and he's like, "Try not to mess up my face."
Yeah.
And he's got the giant ass scar.
Scarface.
Sarah's family, bro. Sarah's family got that island life money. Like, no, really, because they own a fucking island out on this lake, and you have to take a boat to get to her house. It gets tense though on this boat ride, Justin, because a cop pulls out at 1,000 miles an hour, and Sarah says, "Nah, fuck that." You know what I mean? And she
Oh
just
yeah.
pins it, leaving this cop to begin a high speed chase through these waters. They finally get to Sarah's house. The cop gets out, and I guess Sarah's undefeated as Sheriff Saban gets out, says hi, and then proceeds to pound a beer with them. Turn up the movie to 5 speed now, and we see just how rich Sarah's family really is with clips of all the kids fucking around and exploring her entire family house, complete with an infinity pool.
Place looks badass.
Why do you have an infinity pool when you live on a lake?
I know, right? I was gonna say just jump in the lake. Like, why
That
spend
that
extra money on a pool?
yeah, that's like
Like
using
that
a
kind of
hundred
pool.
dollar bill to hold all your $50 bills.
Right?
We also get a potential third pair of boobies in this scene, Justin.
Yep.
But this movie has a very clever way of keeping those nips off screen. Sarah stays shoreside and she wants to play with her dog. She seems very humble for like, especially like how much money her family has. She's just very chill. She'd rather just hang out with the dog. Malik and the whole gang go out and they decide to start wakeboarding. My man Malik is an absolute natural. Unfortunately, in the middle of this killer set that would surely make an X Games highlight reel, he's bumped by something in the water. And then he's fucking bumped again. And eventually, like, you can see the panic start to set in his eyes, and he starts screaming for them to go faster. Eventually, he wipes out, and he's nowhere to be found. Nick turns the boat around to pick him up, and they can't see nothing. They're screaming for Malik. Then they see him swimming to the shoreline, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, it's all good. It's all good, right, Justin?
It's good. Nothing bad
It's all
happened.
good. Nothing bad happened. I swear to God, nothing bad happened. Malik definitely did not get his arm torn off. Swear that did not happen.
Nope.
The boat docks, and Blake and Maya start to lay into Nick like it's this guy's fault, suggesting that when he turned the boat around, he must have ripped his arm off. What? What? No, I mean, I get you're all in a panic right now, but no, you don't blame him. You figure out what happened. You
I
get
was gonna say maybe, yeah, maybe start working on the problem instead of just start blaming people.
yeah, Nick looks like he's in full panic though, and Sarah and Gordon kind of try to get him to focus up, and they tell him he's the only one capable of saving Malik's life right now because he is studying to be a doctor. So Nick gets level-headed, takes a deep breath, and he starts to assign tasks for everyone to do. Then he just takes off running for the water. And at that point, I'm like, what the fuck is he doing?
He just like, I'm gonna go for a quick swim.
Yeah, what is he like swimming away from the problem?
Imagine that he just swims away and the movie's over.
Right. And then we realize Nick is actually in the water looking for Malik's arm so they can put it on ice to try to reattach it. And in this process, he sees a shark. And now he is swimming for his life. He barely makes it to the dock, Justin. And I mean, barely, because this shark goes to take a chomp out of him and rips the dock stairs right off the dock in the process. They load up Malik for transport. to get to the mainland, and the hospital. It just goes to show you how far out this house is, because they're like, how much time do we have until the arm's no good? He's like, about 2 hours. And he's like, how much time until we get to the hospital? And she's like, about 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So they kick a couple of the guys off the boat. They need as much dead weight to get off as possible so they can move as fast as possible. And they take off and they just hauling ass. This rescue attempt, though, was fucking short lived, as we see Malik's blood trail is leaving a scent for these sharks to follow. This shark not only catches up to them, but it rams the fucking boat hard enough to knock Meyer into the water. Nick just sees this happen and he starts thinking quickly. He tosses Maya a life jacket, or like a life preserver. She grabs on, and she's not going tubing for fun, Justin. She's going tubing for her life right now. But it's no good, as this shark is fast as fuck, boy, because he catches up and he gobbles her right up. And in the process of this shark like fucking around with the boat, it loses its steering. And it's time to abandon ship, Justin, because this dock is heading full speed at the dock.
Yeah.
I said this dock is heading full
boat,
speed.
Yeah, boat.
This boat
like, huh? Boat
is heading full speed at the dock. And this dock is equipped with its own little gas station. And when it hits it, man, it is one explosion. I don't know how this didn't signal anyone around them.
All right.
It was fucking massive.
Dude, oh my God. Oh, so massive.
Because just for instance, like later on when the sheriff shows up, he's like, oh, I saw the bonfire, so I came by.
You know.
But you didn't see the fucking massive explosion a couple hours ago?
Definitely some plot holes in this movie, but oh my God, I love it. Talk about it's like an action movie packed into like a shark horror movie. We got explosions, boats hitting docks. These sharks are so out of control. They just want to eat everybody.
It's insane.
Dude, I love it.
They get Malik back inside and they get him into bed, and Gordon snaps to it and he's like, yo, I saw a flare. Like, he goes and gets the flare gun and runs to the shoreline, and it's just starting to get dark enough now where when he shoots this off, someone's going to see it. But Sheriff Sabin, he's too busy just fucking jamming out. This dude is in like his own little world. He's like in his own little concert. He's parked lakeside, and he's got this shit like full blast playing air guitar. This man is just having the time of his life.
This movie.
Nick and Sarah are starting to clean up, and they hear gunshots. And I'm like, what is going on right now?
Yeah, right? Like, what is happening now?
Yeah, and it's not like one. No, you hear multiple gunshots. And it's Blake, and he's running to the shore, and he's blasting a shotgun to get someone's attention that's actually in a boat that's going by. This is probably and most definitely the worst way to call for help. I'm sorry, but if it's me in that boat, I'm not going towards the guy running to the shore, talking and blasting a shotgun, bro. I am turning around and getting the fuck out of there.
I thought of the same thing. I'm like, that's how you're gonna greet, dude. If I'm going to help someone and all of a sudden they're charging at me with a shotgun, shooting it in the friggin' air, I'm like, yeah, all right, never mind, I'm out.
Yeah, because he's not even like screaming help or anything like that. He's just shooting it and going, hey!
So dumb.
Like, get off my lawn.
So stupid.
It's so bad. But this boat turns out to be Red and Dennis. They're still kind of holding their petty beef. And Red even says something about like, oh, I want to hire that mamacita to come clean my boat. And tensions flare, and immediately just everything goes haywire and sideways because Red and Dennis don't know what's really going on. And once everyone kind of settles down for a second, it's up to Nick, and he fills them in on exactly what is going on. And now they have to trust that Red and Dennis are capable of coming up with and executing a game plan to help Malik, because this dude is fucked up. So they sit down. They don't really sit down. They like group up and they're like, all right, let's get Malik on the boat. Or actually, like, let's get him on the boat and let's get him the hell out of here. And Nick is like, nah, he lost way too much blood. We can't move him. So they're like, all right, we're going to take this boat. We're going to go back to the mainland, and we're going to get you guys a medevac. We'll have it here within the hour. The second those words come out, bullshit. You just told me this was like a 2-hour fucking boat ride. Mm-hmm. Now you're telling me in a fishing vessel that does not go as fast as that little speed pontoon boat, you're going to get there in half the time? No, I'm sorry. That's not how it works.
Nope.
But
that's a red flag.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Flag on the play right there.
This sounds like an absolute solid game plan, right, Justin?
Right.
Gordon and Beth also decide to go along for the ride, which makes zero sense. So I'm going to let Justin tell this audience why they needed to be on this boat.
All right. Quick break. Be back in 20 seconds.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry. I just want
Hey, Hackstab / quick dad joke pee break of the day. How'd the fish pay for their lunch with sand dollars?
All right, so here we go. As they get on the boat and go away, we also see that Malik is now conscious and he is talking to Blake. And he's kind of realizing, he's like, hey, like, where's like Maya? And he's talking about how he's gonna like pop the question to her and everything. And you see like Blake doesn't even know how to tell him. He's like, and you kind of just tell him you can kind of see he doesn't really tell him anything. And Malik realizes and he just starts to cry. Like that was pretty rough, realizing like, holy crap, like I have no arm. Maya is now gone. Like pretty rough. Then we see Gordon and Beth on the friggin', I'll just call them the crazy hillbillies boats. And talk about just all the talk between them is just so awkward. Because I mean, like Gordon just tries talking to these guys and it's just like very awkward. Like Red is just, I hate this guy so much. He's like ask some questions and like Red is just like sit back and enjoy the view. Like this guy's not telling them any information, tells them just to sit back, enjoy the view, like very cryptid and short on any of his stuff. Then we flash to Sarah and Nick and they're talking to each other and dude, Nick is blaming himself. He's just like, I can't even believe this. He's having such a tough time and they starts making some talk with Sarah like, hey, like why have you not been back here for 3 years? Like what's the deal? She goes on this whole entire thing and we get a lot more backstory that's very important. She starts telling him like, oh, you know, like I did diving lessons with Dennis. She just basically was with this dude for like 2 years. She went off to college, but before that, she broke it off. And they were at their favorite diving spot together, and like her air cage like broke, and like they were diving, and for some reason this dude like didn't help her. She was like under the water, like going to die, and like she goes to like help see if like she could get his air, and this dude would not share his air with her. Like what the hell? Why would you like? I'm like, what a piece of shit. So she gets to the surface of the boat, like she almost dies. She gets up there, she spins the boat around, and she cut his face with the propeller. So as Sean talked about earlier, how he had like a scar on his face, like we realized like that's from the boat that Sarah did. But I mean,
good. I mean, at this point, dude, it sounds like he fucking deserves it.
I was gonna say, holy shit, like. And then she basically says how like I took him to the hospital and I never came back, and now she's also saying like she regrets bringing anyone there. So holy crap, what a backstory. And then we see back on Dennis and Red's boat, like they're talking like, wait, like how did the shark get here? Gordon's asking him, and he's like, this is a lake, like why do we have sharks in here? And Red kind of just says like, you know, like could be in the storm, like sometimes the Gulf floods over, so like one could get over that and get into the lake. It happens every once in a while. You see some sharks in some weird spot. Now we go back and we see on the shoreline, we see Malik has like a spear. And he's basically like, I'm gonna kill this shark. And he's like, what are you doing? And like, he's like, no, I'm gonna lure the shark to him and I'm gonna kill it. Like, crazy plan. Absolutely.
Dude, he is so hell bent. At this point, I'm like, you are on an adrenaline rush right now, and you're looking for Nick to like force you back into out of the water. That's got to be the case, but no,
absolutely insane. And then we literally will stay with the scene for a second because this terrible plan I've ever seen, but all of a sudden, no, what? He baits a hammerhead. We see a hammerhead shark. Like this movie could get any more ridiculous. There is a hammerhead coming to him, and it looks like a terrible effort at first, but no, it works. Somehow he freaking stabs this thing, and like Nick runs out there with him, and like they're like punching the shit out of this thing, but he stabs it, and it freaking works. Like he freaking kills the damn shark. Like,
dude, at first when he like threw that spear, I was like, you have a better chance of hitting it with a wet noodle,
right?
Like that was horrible.
That's what I meant. Like this looks like the worst effort ever, but no, it somehow works. And then we're back to the boat now. We see Dennis kills the engine. And Gordon and Beth are kind of like, what's wrong with the engine? What's wrong with the engine? And like I said, these dudes aren't even answering or anything. And they basically just tell him, like, they turn around and they're like, 5 minutes to showtime. What the hell is going on? Like, what does that even mean? And now we're still on the boat, and he basically tells, like Gordon's, like, standing up, like, hey, like, what is going on? And he's just like, get in the water. He's like, excuse me? He's like, get in the water. He's like, I'm not getting in the water. Like, there are sharks in the water. And then holy bombshell, and they're literally like, yeah, we know. Who do you think put them there? So, dude,
Yeah,
like,
this just spun around so fast.
so this movie is wild. Like, never mind, we have sharks. Like, now we have like bad guys. Like, these guys put the sharks in there. Like, this. So now we got like super villains in here. Like, and he pulls a gun on him too. Like, he's like, get in there, and he shoots it at him. So like, you can't even tell if he hits him at first. Like, Gordon falls in there. Dude, he is swimming for his life. These two guys are just laughing. Beth is just like complete panic. And we see like a tree that he goes to this giant friggin' tree in the water and he pulls himself up. So I'm like, oh, thank God he is safe because he's a couple like feet above the water. Dude, a shark
No,
is
he's
going
not
after,
because Victor Crowley is waiting for him.
right? He's going, this shark turns into Roman Reigns, jumps out and just spears him. Like, this thing jumps out of the water, spears him, and he's gone. Wicked upset. I love this character. So upset. Like, he's gone.
This might be my favorite kill in the movie,
Dude,
just
the
because
kill,
it's like quick and violent.
so violent. Like I said, this thing, Roman Reigns spears him. Now we go back to Sarah's house, and like the four of them are out there with the dead hammerhead. And we get another bombshell. Nick's looking at the shark, and he's like, dude, that's not the shark. Like, that's not the same shark that I saw. So now we have different, it wasn't a hammerhead. So now we have different species of sharks in this movie. Like, this is so wild. And they pull a camera, like the shark's got like a camera on it. So like they pull a camera out and they're like, what the heck? And meanwhile,
At this point, dude, the camera's like stuck into the shark.
Mm.
Aren't you confused? Like, what are they? Do they go like deep sea fishing and catch like baby sharks and bring them in? Or when they're talking about species, do they buy like legit baby sharks and then just dump them in the water
Yeah,
and hope that they grow? Like,
I have no clue what's going on.
I
How
kind
the
of want to
sharks
know
get in
how
there.
they do it. Like, how do they transport them? Are they like
Yeah.
little tadpoles? Did you just dump a bunch of them into the water to see
There's
which
a-
ones live?
There's a lot of questions right now. And then we see back on the boat, we see basically they like tell Beth to like strip. She's like gets in like she's down to like her underwear now. And she has like she pulls out a small knife and she actually stabs Red. But it just pisses him off. Like it was just unfortunately a small knife and he's pissed and it almost literally looks like I thought he was gonna turn into a vampire. He like grabs her and he sees
Yeah, he-
shark teeth. I literally he's like hissing like he's gonna bite her. Like, dude, what is even going on in this movie? Holy crap. And meanwhile, we flash back to we see the group. We see Blake takes Malik's on a wave runner now. He's like, hey, like it is panic time. Like this is desperation. He's like, I'm taking Malik on this jet ski and I'm just gonna try to make it across. So we see them floor it out. Back on the boat now, we see they throw Beth in like a net. There's like a net going on, and they talk about like cookie cutter sharks, which I've never even heard of in my whole entire life. And how he explains how crazy these cookie cutter sharks are, how they're just gonna like eat her and nibble at her and stuff. And they have a laptop like on the computer, so they're like watching this happening as she's like under the boat and having the best time ever with her. Like all these freaking sharks are attacking her and like just like sucking onto her and like biting her. And then the big shark comes in and just absolutely destroys and kills her. And like I said, they have cameras on this laptop. They're loving every single second of it. They're like smiling, having the best time ever. But luckily, back at Sarah's house, we see the sheriff arrives. Let's go. And like he sees the fire, so he's there to help. So let's go. We see he radios. He's like, all right, I'm radioing the hospital. Lets the hospital know that someone's coming. He radios for more cops. Let's go. Call those people in. It's all going good. We flash forward now to Blake and Malik. They are cruising through this thing, and we see some sharks falling behind them. Dude, man, this is wicked heartbreaking. You see Malik mutter something like, "I'm not letting you go. Like them take you with me," and like makes himself fall off the friggin' jet ski.
This shit
And
broke my heart because I was
this
pulling for Malik.
I was too. That's the thing. You actually really do like his character a lot. Like Malik is such a badass, and the fact that he sacrificed himself just so Blake wouldn't even do that. And you see, like, just Blake turns around, and there are just sharks everywhere. Like it is like Malik's friggin' gone. Absolutely sucked. Back at Sarah's house, we see like Nick all of a sudden like passes out randomly, and we're like, "What the hell? Like this isn't good." And the sheriff's like, "Oh, you just passed him out. Like let's just lay him down." So now like I'm like, "What is going on? Like this guy maybe he's just stressed. I have no clue what's happening." Sarah goes in the other room to get some stuff, and she sees her dog is now passed out. Like, bro, at this point, I'm like, "You
Yeah,
gotta
I thought
be
the
kidding
dog
me."
was dead.
I was too. I'm like, the dog's out. I'm like, you have to be freaking kidding me. You see, like the sheriff is all of a sudden just a little shady feelings towards the sheriff, and his radio is in the kitchen where Sarah is away from him. and she hears on the radio that it's like Dennis. Like Dennis bragging about how he like killed Beth and like he's on his way like there. Like it's not the cops, it's friggin' Dennis. Like holy shit. So she grabs the giant butcher knife and she goes in to attack the sheriff. But right before she does that, we see Dennis grabs her and they end up like tranquilizing and shooting her with a friggin' tranquilizer. So much going on in this movie. It's absolutely ridiculous. We see scene now, we see Blake on the jet ski. This dude is cruising. He is you see land, he's almost there. And dude, this shark jumps out of water like the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like flying, and this happens so fast. He's flying like 100 miles per hour. The shark just jumps out and like just eats him, like swallows him like whole. Like holy shit, this movie's ridiculous. He is gone. We now see that Nick is tied up. Sarah is like put into a cage. Like they're in different places now. Nick is like tied up to like a chair with like a trap door and like a shed or something that goes into the water. Sarah's in like a shark cage on the friggin' boat. And we see Red, dude, throws like they arguing about what to do with the dog. Like Red throws the dog in the water. Like what an asshole. Like he literally just like she's like, no, don't do it. Chucks the dog in the water. We see Nick is with the sheriff. And there's like the trap door and everything. And we see tons of Shiger Tarks. Shiger Tarks. Tons of Tiger Sharks. And we get a
Did you just say you said Target Sharks?
Target. My wife's at Target right now. Shout out Target. Sponsor us. Anyway, we get the most wild motive ever. He's asking him, like, why are you doing this? Dude, he starts talking about Shark Week. Which shout out Shockwave, which we're doing right now. And he's talking about like the videos. He's like, oh yeah, you want to see real videos. People want that hardcore stuff. Mentions like Faces of Death. He's like those Faces of Death movies where it showed all that real stuff. We're showing that real hardcore shit. And like they're filming all these videos and they're going to sell them to someone and like so they get tons of money of like these real hardcore death. Like shark snuff films. Like I don't even know what is even happening. But he's like, we're going to get those dollars, baby. People are going to love this. Like, absolutely wild.
Dude, the concept behind that is just insane.
Dude,
like you said, I'm so glad you said that because I was trying to think of a way to explain it in some of like my notes.
Yeah.
And he would like snuff films. And I was like, oh my God, perfect. Because that's exactly what it is.
This is absolutely wild. And then we see back to Sarah now. She's like gonna get lowered in there, lowered into the water. And basically she tells Dennis, like, look, I came back to make it right with you. And you can tell what she's doing. She's just trying to like, save herself. And she's like, I loved you. Like, I came back to make this right with you. Like, please, like, what are you doing? And as she's doing this, she grabbed the gun. And dude, she should have shot him right there. Like, holy shit, because all it does is pisses him off. And he just wrestles it right back. He gets it right back from her. And he also says, radios in and says, it's feeding time. Wake up the big girl. And then we see a dude releasing like the huge freaking shark. Like, holy crap. Just like pulling this thing up from a cage. It is feeding time.
It's the fucking creepy cashier.
Yeah.
He's like, even in on it. From the bait shop.
So, crazy. Like, we have so much people in on this. And now we see Sheriff now. He got with Nick. He cuts Nick's leg so the blood goes in there. And he's suspended on this thing. You see him like pulling the rope. So he's suspended. He's tied up. And he literally like drops him in the water. But pulls him up. And then I absolutely, dude, he blasts some Rat. We get round and round. Listening, Rat from the 80s hair metal band is blasting. And he goes on talking about how he loves hair metal. Like, this guy is just
I'm a metalhead.
This guy is like so wild. He's like blasting Rat. Like, I love this movie so much. It's so ridiculous. And we see as he's doing this, we see gas did spill everywhere. And we do see Nick has a lighter and he's like burning like he's cutting himself free. And he's basically asking him for like requests, and he requests Guns N' Roses. And it's so funny. At one point, the sheriff's like, I see what you're doing here, man. I know what you're doing. You're trying to get me to like you. Like, so, dude, I love it so much.
And it's working.
And he throws the lighter, and friggin' the thing bursts into flame. The sheriff falls into the water, and he shuts the trap door, and he is just mauled to death by like a million tiger sharks. Like, let's go. And Nick is such a badass dude. He runs and he sees a boat out where they have like Sarah. He just dives right in and just starts swimming in there, not scared of anything that's in
No
there.
hesitation.
No hesitation. We see the two pieces of crap are out there prepping Sarah for feeding time. They literally throw a bucket of blood on her, and as she's now like getting low, she's in the water now in the cage. And right before it's happening, we see Nick is there. He grabs Red and he's got a gun to his head and everything. And he's like, look, like, I'm not messing around. Like, let her go right now. We see Dennis's back to him. He kind of turns, he grabs a knife. Dude, he turns around and he chucks the knife. Dude, the knife goes right into Red and friggin' kills Red. And Red falls into the water.
That
And
kind of felt like it was intentional by Dennis.
dude, that was
Like,
a
just get rid of him.
That was 100% intentional. Like this just shows you how much of a piece of shit this guy is. Never mind earlier in the movie, like how he wouldn't save Sarah, even though you break up with someone, you're not going to save them in the water when they're drowning. Like holy shit! Now he kills his supposed friend. He falls in the water. Anyway, boom. Nick attacks him right there. They are fighting. Actually throws Dennis overboard, but unfortunately, as he's trying to pull up the cage, we see Dennis like is on top of the friggin' cage and he releases the part that's attached to the friggin' boat. So Sarah now falls into the lake. Like, talk about escalating shit. Dude, Nick just grabs his friggin' spear. He jumps in there. They're having a underwater WWE fight right now. They're wrestling Dennis. Sarah's in this. I mean, she's losing oxygen. Now the shark is there. There is so much action in this. Like, I can't even handle this to the point where, like, Nick is like blowing air to like Sarah, goes back up to say, so she buys herself a little more time. He goes back up, gets a breath, goes back under there. The shark now attacks Dennis, friggin' eats Dennis. The shark is attacking the friggin' cage, and the dog is all of a sudden back. Dude, now we get the dog.
I am so glad the dog's not dead.
It's
Right
like,
now.
right? Like, we had the dog bringing Nick the weapon, whatever you call that spear.
It was like a spear.
like
It was like
spear.
a boom, like electric fucking.
Yeah,
frog.
it was like an electric thing that like blows it up. So the dog is there and hands Nick this friggin' weapon. Nick super electrocute spear guns the shark. I don't even know how to say that. And this thing explodes. And Sarah now passes out. He grabs Sarah, gets her up to the boat, gives her mouth to mouth. We see that she's alive. Like happy ending. Let's fucking go. But then all of a sudden, the movie closes with a giant shark coming out of the water. I assume maybe on the boat and gets him. I don't
I'm
know.
guessing that was Release the Big Girl.
Right, and all of a sudden, boom, the end. But before we talk about this real fast, we have credits. Did you see the post-credit Shark Bite music video? Because at the very end, it's not a post-credit scene. No, it's not even. I thought it was going to be like outtakes and stuff and bloopers because it's a funny. No, everyone watch the post credits because the cast films a music video for Shark Bite where they are all rapping, and it's a rap video about shark bites, it's amazing and so terrible at the same time. So much fun. Watch that. Sean, talk about this movie. Give me a quick rest here. Let's go.
So I saw this movie years ago. I had completely forgotten about it. It's cheesy and it's full of plot holes. But holy shit, is this such a fun watch? The twist was nice. Instead of looking for a logical explanation as to why the sharks are in a saltwater lake, they say, fuck it, let's go all in. Let's make our creepy, untrustworthy, red flag gas station assholes all the villains. But why stop there? Let's toss in the sheriff as well. Not stopping with just one shark or even one species of shark. No, let's go overboard and enter into the game 46 species of different sharks. This was way better than I remember, and just a hell of a way to get into the mood for Shark Week. I'm giving this movie a 7.2 out of 10. I absolutely love it and every flaw that comes with this movie.
Dude, oh my God. I don't even know if I need to talk because we are on identical list. I wrote, this is fun as fuck. This is the perfect, fun popcorn shark horror action movie. Like the cast is wicked fun. There were parts that were so stupid, but in a fun way. And like Sean said, like they knew what they were doing and they committed to the bit. They didn't try to make this like any of it make sense. They just because there's a lot of shark movies that ask you to take it serious, and then
Yeah.
you see like really dumb stuff, and you're like, oh God, like I can't get over that plot hole. No, there's tons of plot holes in this. It doesn't even matter. The twist of having like the bad guys and stuff, just releasing it was awesome, and our ratings were almost identical. I gave this a 7.3. And like I said, even though I picked this, my expectations, I thought we were gonna be trashing it. Dude, 7.3, such a fun. This is definitely in like my top five shock horror movies because this is just so much fun. And this one actually would be a fun rewatch. You got any fun facts or anything else you want?
This was the first shark movie released in 3D since Jaws 3D in 1983, released 28 years prior.
Let's go. We got a tagline of "Terror runs deep."
When the sheriff tells Nick that it's a tiger shark and they'll eat anything, he mentions license plates and tin cans. Well, this is exactly what is pulled out of the tiger shark by Brody and Hopper in Jaws.
I was just gonna say that's Jaws. Um, we had a budget of $25 million, and this grossed $41 million.
Justin, do you want to know why this movie was so much fun to watch and stayed committed to the bit, plot holes and flaws and everything?
Yeah, why?
Because this movie wasn't screened in advance by critics. That needs to happen way more often.
Right. And just a quick talk on that. Like I read about a lot of these movies I do jump in blind, but this one I was like trying to pick the perfect shock movie and I did read some reviews on it. Dude, so many people just trashed this movie. Like, I don't know, man. Like this is clearly, how do you not tell this was supposed to be just like a dumb, fun popcorn movie? Because like the reviews I read were terrible.
I know. Yeah, I was scrolling through some of the reviews too, and I was like, people hate this. Why?
Yeah, I didn't understand. So I wrote this was filmed in parts of Louisiana and Texas.
Justin, we have a body count of 9.
All right, that was my next one. I wrote, dude, you see who directed this? David Ellis directed this. And do you see the other movies? He directed Final Destination 2, Final Destination 4, Asylum, and Snakes on a Plane. Like,
I mean, there's not one movie in that I thoroughly did not enjoy.
right? And let me just say one more first before we go on there. Just speaking of the director, that was wicked sad. I didn't realize this was that director's last film because he was found dead in a hotel room in 2013. So I just wanted to attach that to that, and that's all I got.
And then for my last one, we get some foreshadowing. We see Malik foreshadows his arm being bitten off when they first arrive to the lake house, and he sticks his entire hand in the alligator on display on the mantle and pretends that he's being attacked.
Forgot about that.
But all right, so that about wraps it up. Hack, stab, slash. I'm Hacky. This guy right here.
Just Justin.
Have the absolute best Shark Week ever, and we'll
Let's
see you
go.
on the next one.
Stay safe.